Tattooing is now more popular than ever. Here's a look at how traditional Hawaiian artists are doing it.
The centuries-old art of Hawaiian tattooing has been revived by a handful of practitioners for over 10 years. Opposed to the modern-day electric tattooing that we often see, in traditional tattooing, the artist is the one who chooses the design, basing it off of your family lineage or your lifestyle.
For us, it's not only just a permanent marking, it's a spiritual denotation. Your ancestors are meant to see the markings on your body.
The artists typically draw out the design as a form of identification. Then, using the cacao method, will begin dipping the handcrafted tool made of tusk ivory into ink and slowly tap it into the drawings.
While this type of tattooing has been around for many years, it's still unknown whether it is technically legal. The Hawaii State Department of Health says it depends on what your definition of traditional tattooing is.
What we define as legal and not legal tattooing is pretty much if you're doing it for consideration. So it doesn't even say money. So consideration means anything as of value, whether it be services, barter, cash, or whatever. That's the point where you're going to need a permit or license.
Oshiro says that licensed tattoo artists typically use disposable or pre-sterilized needles. Keone Nunes, a traditional tattooing practitioner, has spent months handcrafting cultural tools for his own use.
Within the tattoo world, there was, I guess, in the past, there was concern over bone needles as opposed to metal needles because of the sterilization. Keone has been doing it for over 20 years, and he's never had any bad things happen. And since he began the sterilization process that we do, we constantly try to make it better.
Because these tattoos are done with needles made of wood and bone, it makes it really difficult for the state to regulate it.
The big difference between, I guess, what you would call traditional or cultural versus regulated tattooing is actually just the equipment. Traditional tattoo implements and tools are either very difficult or not able to be sterilized. A lot of times they're made of wood with metal pieces slipped in and tied with string, literally. So these things are not what you call easily cleanable, sanitizing, or disinfected or sterilized. So we won't allow that type of equipment. That's a big barrier for them, is actually just having the basic equipment that can be sterilized properly.
Are there any plans to update the tattoo laws?
Well, they've been talking about it since 1980, so we shall see.
Thanks, Kristen. And thank you all for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our show.